Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to solve some sample questions from chapter 15. Chapter 15 is about understanding unemployment, and you learn how to calculate unemployment, you learn different types of unemployment and problems with measuring the unemployment. Let's start with the first question. If the minimum wage were currently above the equilibrium wage, then a decrease in the minimum wage that kept it above the equilibrium wage would do one of this following. So first let's visualize this question. So here you have the number of labor hours, and on this part you have the wage rate, and you have labor supply, and then you have labor demand. And the wage rate is above the equilibrium. When it's the case, you see that labor supply is here, labor demand is here. Labor demand represents the businesses and labor supply represents the workers looking for a job. Therefore, there is a mismatch, and this creates a surplus of labor or unemployment. Now, we have now lower wage, but still the wage is above the equilibrium. So we are here. The only thing that has changed is the amount of surplus. Surplus is now lower. Therefore, the right answer is reduce the surplus of labor. Question 2. Frictional unemployment can be the consequences of. So let's understand why we have frictional. Frictional unemployment can be because of workers looking for a job that suits best for their skills. So you might get an offer from McDonald's, but you may prefer to work as an accountant. So frictional unemployment happens because people look for jobs that best fits to their tastes. So you may want to get a job in Florida, but you have an offer in Texas, so you don't accept and stay unemployed. And you have frictional unemployment because of sectoral shifts, because of changes in technology or changes in economics. Some sectors may lose jobs, some sectors gain jobs. Therefore, these sectoral shifts can be the reason for frictional. Let's read the answers. Workers leaving existing jobs to find ones they like better. This is the reason. One industry declining while another is growing. This is the reason. Changes in the working conditions offered by computing firms. This is the reason. Therefore, all of them are correct. Let's move on. Question number 3. The Bureau of Labor Statistics classify people who would like to work but have given up looking for a job. So in order to answer this question, you need to understand the definition of unemployment very well. Unemployment is defined in your textbook as people looking for a job, right? But they are actively looking for a job and they don't have a job. So both of these criteria should be present. If people don't have a job but they are not looking for a job, they are considered as discouraged. Discouraged workers are not in the labor force. So they are not part of labor force, but they are classified as not labor force. Therefore, by looking at the sentences in the question, we understand that these people are not unemployed. They are out of labor force. And if they were classified as unemployed, the reported unemployment rate would be larger. Question number 4. In this question, you need to calculate the labor force for this country for each year. So let's start with 2010. Labor force 2010 is the sum of employed plus unemployed, which is 1600. Labor force 2011, employed plus unemployed. Labor force 2012, it's employed plus unemployed. So labor force increased from 10 to 11 but decreased from 11 to 12. Therefore, the right answer is B. Question 5. The theory of efficiency wages provides a possible explanation so the efficiency wage theory says that companies pay higher wages voluntarily. There is no rule, regulations. They do that because they want their workers to be loyal. They want their workers to work hard, and they want their workers to be healthy, and they want to reduce the turnover. So for that reason, the right answer is firms may be inclined to keep their workers' wage above the equilibrium. Question number 7. The natural rate of unemployment. So let's understand what is natural rate of unemployment. Natural rate of unemployment is the long run rate of unemployment in the economy. And it has two components, frictional and structural. So sum of this is equal to natural rate. So natural unemployment rate is not desirable. The first one is wrong. And cannot be affected, it can be affected by the economic policy. If the economic policy targets long-run economic growth, so that means the economic pie increases, that means you have more production and more jobs available, you can change the natural rate. And it's not constant over time, because frictional changes, structural changes, it's not constant, it's usually between 4 to 6%. So for that reason, the right answer is none of the above is correct. Question number 8. Suppose the medical technicians and nurse aides are not unionized. If the nurse aides unionize, then the wages of nurse aides and medical technicians, we need to find out the wages and what will happen after this change. So nurse aides unionize, that means their wages are going to increase. But at the result of the increase in wages, there will be less nurse aides hired, and the excess amount of nurse aides are going to go to the medical technicians. They're going to look for jobs in medical technicians industry. Therefore, the wages here are going to go down. The right answer is nurse aides' wage is going to rise, but the wages of medical technicians would fall. Question number 9. Suppose the Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts that the number of jobs for dental hygienists will grow faster than most occupations, while the number of jobs for bookbinders will decline. So this is an example of a sectoral shift. One sector loses job, but the other gains. Therefore, this is an example of a frictional unemployment created by sectoral shifts. Question number 10. In the long run unemployment rate, so long run unemployment rate is not equal to 0. There's always unemployment, as I said. Frictional unemployment plus structural is the long run. So why we have frictional? Because at any point in time in the economy, there are people looking for better jobs, or they are moving from one location to another and looking for a job. Therefore, there is always unemployment and it's inevitable. And long run unemployment rate is not cyclical. Cyclical is short run. Long run unemployment rate is the natural rate. And the natural rate is the sum of frictional and structural. Therefore, this is not correct too. Question 11. The efficiency wage theory of worker turnover suggests that firms with high turnover. So high turnover means frequent hiring of new workers. Frequent hiring of new workers means more resources to train the workers. Therefore, production cost increases. When production cost increases, the companies have lower profit. Therefore, the right answer is B. Question 12. If all workers and all jobs were the same, that all workers were equally well suited for all jobs, then there wouldn't be any frictional unemployment. Remember, you have frictional unemployment because you're looking for the best job that suits to your skills and taste. So the right answer is B. Question 13. There is a clear consensus among economists that unions are. Actually, the right answer for this question is there is no clear consensus among economists about whether unions are good or bad for the economy. Unions are good for workers because the companies provide more benefits, higher wages to the worker. But at the same time, unions are increasing unintentionally the unemployment rate. So for that reason, the right answer is D. So these are the questions that I select for chapter 15. I hope these questions are helpful for your exam and assignments. Thank you for watching.